This is Jackbear from Rochester, New York, and you're listening to the Letterpod.
My love is like gypsy rose, wild is the only way he grows, out where the sweet July winds blow.
Welcome to another episode of the Letterpod. This is your host, Jackbear. After a long, silent winter, the first whispers of spring are in the air, and the Letterpod is also ramping back up. And that is the theme of this episode, the Spring Awakening. We'll celebrate with a Seneca story about how spring defeats winter. Our dearest Crabby will warn us about our dangerous foe, the tick. We'll have a groundhog-inspired Stampeaz Stumper. But up first, we have Lundy and some spot reports from the bed and boxing event. So pull back that blanket, open up the shades, and enjoy this episode of the Letterpod.
This is Lundy. I'm here at the bed and boxing event in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, in beautiful Jackson, New Hampshire, on a somewhat rainy day, and I'm here with a lot of people, and I'm going to see if I can talk to a few of them. Well, look who it is. Well, why don't you tell everybody what your trail name is and where you're from?
Oh, I'm the lazy letterboxer. I'm from Central Massachusetts. Hi, Larry.
Hi. What do you think of how's the event going for you so far?
It's been going really great. You know, it's just, what a great group of people. Honestly, just so much fun, despite, not the greatest weather, but just a total lot of fun.
Yeah, I guess we could use a little less rain, huh?
A little less rain, a little more sun. Actually, any sun would have been good.
Well, have you ever been this wet before?
Yes, I have, in Dartmoor.
In Dartmoor?
Yeah, in Dartmoor. If it's coming down from the top, it's rain, and it's coming at you from the side, it's mist. So if you go home and you look like a harlequin, you've only been misted.
Oh, this is nothing to you. I mean,
this is kind of like, my socks are wet, my shoes are wet. It kind of feels homey in a British sort of way.
What do you think, what's the best part of the event so far? What do you like best about this event?
Well, as always, it's the people, really. We've just met some great people, and I'd like to say it was the scenery, but it all looked gray. So
yeah, it's all gray.
If you like gray, it was your gig if you like gray, but other than that, of course, the people make it, because everyone rises to the occasion and just says the heck with the fact that the weather is lousy, let's just still have fun.
What a great attitude.
I think they're clapping for me, Larry. No.
That's you? That was
I think that was the singer, actually. Yeah.
It might have been you.
Nah, I don't think it was me.
Okay, well, thank you. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout-out to on the Letterpod?
Well, you know what? I would like to give a shout-out to my friends on the West Coast, and that would be, just like going through all of my friends, my millions of friends, but who comes to mind, of course, is Stampeaz Stumper in Double Sag and Old Blow. Some really great letterboxes out there. Oh, and Rog's Enigma. Of course, I can't forget Rog's if I say Stampeaz Stumper, so I just
they kind of go together.
Yeah, they do. Salt and pepper. Yes, they do. So just happy to know those people and would like to give them a big shout out.
All right. Thank you.
Lenny.
Thank you. My pleasure. Hi there. What's your trail name and where are you from?
Hi, I'm Julie of Team J&R is our trail name, and I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore? Well, what brings you up? Just the event?
Just the event. Just meeting new people, seeing what we can get into, seeing some pretty country, and lots of nice stamps.
Glad to have you here. Speaking of the event, what do you think of it so far?
I'm having a great time. We've met a lot of new people, seen a lot of people we've never seen that we keep seeing on the boards. Found a lot of great stamps. It's been just wonderful.
Is there anything that you really like about the event? Like anything special?
I think really we've met a lot of really good friends that we're going to keep in touch with.
Yeah, the boxers up this way, I have to say, they are nice people.
They are.
Bend over backwards for you. Anyways. Well, are you familiar with the Letterpod?
Yes, I am.
And you listen to it?
Yes, I do.
Well, good. Now you're going to be able to hear yourself, hopefully, if everything comes out all right on this. How about Have you ever had anything strange happen to you while you were boxing?
Oh, where to start? We've had lots of strange things happen while boxing. Rusty of Team JNR has broken a leg. We have gotten...
Broken a leg while boxing?
Yes, while boxing.
Oh, my goodness.
In Maine. On our first day, there's rocks out there are treacherous.
Oh, yeah. New England has a lot of rocks, that's for sure.
We've gotten almost stuck in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey, trying to go through roads that dip through streams. We've had a lot.
Pine Barrens, you weren't searching for any super secret mystery boxes, were you?
The words shall never leave my mouth.
I could say it. Anyways, well, it was nice meeting you, and thank you for doing this. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to that might be listening to the Letterpod?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to all the Southeast PA boxers who are in Tyler right now that we're missing, including the Bug, Cyclonic, and Hikers and Hounds.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hi. What's your name and where are you from?
I'm so busy, and I'm from Fairfax, Virginia, hanging out here at this pubcast.
It's very nice meeting you. I've seen your name on posts all over the place. I know you're a well-respected poster, at least.
Well, thank goodness.
So you're from Virginia, huh?
Yes, I am.
How long did it take you to get up here?
Well, I went by way of Delaware, and then I stopped for a night in Connecticut, and so I turned an 11-hour drive into about 20.
I don't blame you. It's tough driving straight through like that. How are you enjoying the event so far?
Oh, the event is very nice, even with the rain.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the rain, did that
makes my hair curl?
did that ruin any of your plans? The rain?
Oh no.
No, it just kept right on going.
No, because I'll be staying here for another week. So.
Oh, you are?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope the weather turns a little bit.
I hope so. And I hope it doesn't snow.
Have you ever been up to the White Mountains before?
No, I haven't. This is really my first time in New Hampshire.
Well, there really are some mountains, despite all the fog. There is some mountains behind it.
I will look for them.
You should enjoy that, I'm sure. Well, anyways, it was very nice talking to you. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Oh yeah, I always like to give a shout out to Hikers and Hounds from LBMA.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Enjoy yourself. Hi, folks. What's your name and where are you from?
I'm Stacy.
I'm Justin.
And we're actually the Treasure Vikings.
The Treasure Vikings.
Yes.
Where are you from?
We're from East Hampton, Connecticut.
Oh, another Connecticut couple boxes.
Yeah.
No shortage of those, I guess.
No.
Have you ever been up to this part of New Hampshire before?
We have, actually.
Oh, when the weather was better, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was nice. And we got chased out by a black bear that
did
time
you?
we were here. Yes.
Oh, no kidding.
So this one has been much more enjoyable.
Wow.
No
I
critters.
don't want to run into a black bear.
No.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of ran into us, so.
Yeah. I hope you scared him more than he did you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways, how long have you guys been boxing?
We've been boxing about a year and a half now. We had relatives in Georgia that introduced us to letterboxing.
Somebody that's well known down in Georgia?
No, actually, it's pretty quiet where they live, so it's not a big.
I know Stone Mountain's a mecca down there.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of boxes down there. You said you've been to the White Mountains before, so you know there really are mountains around here.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. What do you think of the event so far? How's it going?
I think it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, it's a good event.
It's a great atmosphere. The letterboxers are a different type of people. They're all very friendly and very warm, and it's nice to meet new people.
What'd you like best about this event?
Believe it or not, I think just having the familiarity of all of us letterbox, and we can all bring up conversations that everybody understands, and it's nice.
Speak the same language, I guess.
Exactly, yeah. Because if you don't letterbox, you don't get it.
I know the innkeepers were looking at us kind of strange.
Yeah, that was a little interesting.
Okay, well, thank you. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Give a shout out to Cabin Fever in Connecticut, and a shout out to the Cat family in Georgia.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's time for another question for Dear Crabby. Dear Crabby, I live in an area where tick-borne disease is endemic. The area draws tourists from near and far. Although I post warnings that they should adequately protect themselves from deer ticks, and many of my box locations have warning signs at the trailhead, I worry that by planting boxes I am exposing others to a health risk, the extent to which they may not understand. Signed, Ticked Off.
Dear Ticked Off, I too live in such an area. I fear that soon most of us will be able to say the same. Lyme disease was described by European physicians in the mid-19th century. It did not appear in the United States until the 1950s and has only been recognized by physicians here since the 70s. It is found worldwide and coast to coast. The most concentrated area appears to be the Northeast, where in 10 states it is considered an epidemic, but cases nationwide increased by 39% from 2006 to 2007. So Ticked Off, you are not alone in planting boxes where tick-borne illness is lurking. Most of us have done the same. We are in such a rush to find clues to boxes to squeeze as many letterboxing moments into vacations. I wonder how many of us take the time to research the wildlife, dangers, and necessary precautions for safe adventuring in that specific area. I'll admit, these pincer claws have run into a few unidentified snakes, the potential danger of which was entirely unknown to this crustacean. One should be more careful when leaving one's tidal pool for points unknown. I spent quite a while searching the internet for information on hiking safety in different areas. I learned about the trails, bike safety, protection from heat, water safety, but not a word on critter safety of any species. Perhaps we need a letterboxing database of how to prepare ourselves for our specific letterboxing destinations. It would be quite a noble letterboxing community project. Meanwhile, if anyone has a good source of critter information, send it along to this crustacean by way of the podcast group or Jackbear, and I will gratefully share your ideas and sources in the next Crabby segment. It has been said that most of us can read the writing on the wall. We just assume it's addressed to someone else. This time, it is addressed to us all. So suit up in long sleeves, tuck your socks in your pants, use the proper insect repellent, check for the little buggers, and don't neglect to read clues from top to bottom so as not to miss any important advice from the planter.
Thank you, Miss Crabby.
As the sun is to the city in the endless weeping winter, so is joy to me.
When the world was new long ago, an old man was wandering around. This old man had long white hair, and whenever he stepped, the ground grew hard as stone. When he breathed, the rivers stopped flowing, and the ponds became solid. The birds and animals fled before him, and plants dried up and died as the leaves shriveled and fell from the trees. Finally, this old man found a place where he could set up his lodge. He sat inside his lodge in front of a fire, which gave off no heat, though a strange flickering light came from it. His only friend was the north wind, who sat beside the fire with him and laughed as they spoke of things they did to make the world a cold, hard place. They sat and smoked their pipes through the long, white nights. One morning, though, as the two dozed by their fire, they felt that something was wrong. The air was harder to breathe, and when they looked outside, they saw strange things happening. The snowdrifts were growing smaller. Cracks were forming in the ice on the ponds. "Heh," said the North Wind, "I can stay no longer." And he went out of the lodge and flew through the air toward the north, not stopping until he again reached a place where snow and ice were deep and there was no hint of warmth. But the old man did not stir. He knew his magic was strong. He had built his lodge to last. Now there came a knocking at his door. Someone was striking against the ice so hard that pieces were falling away from his blows. "Go away!" the old man shouted. "No one can enter my lodge." Even as he did it, the door of the lodge broke and fell to the ground. A young man with a smile on his face stood there. Without a word, he stepped into the lodge and sat on the other side of the fire from the old man. He had a green stick in his hand, and with it he stirred the fire. As he stirred the fire, it began to grow warm. The old man felt sweat begin to run down his face. "Who are you?" said the old man. "Why have you broken down my door? No one can come in here but my friend North Wind. If you do not leave, I will freeze you with my breath." Then the old man tried to blow his chilly breath at the young stranger, but only a thin mist came from his lips. The young man laughed. "Old man," he said, "let me stay here and warm myself by your fire." The old man grew angry. "I am the one who makes the birds and the animals flee. Wherever I step, the ground turns into flint. I make the snow and ice. I am mightier than you." As he spoke, though, the old man felt more sweat run off his brow, and the young man continued to smile. "Listen," the stranger said. "I am young and strong. You cannot frighten me. Surely you know who I am. Do you not feel how warm my breath is? Whenever I breathe, the plants grow and the flowers bloom. Where I step, the grasses sprout and the snow melts away. The birds and the animals come to me. See how long my hair is? Your hair is falling out, old man. Whenever I travel, I bring sunshine, and you cannot stay. Do you know me, old man? Do you not hear my companion, the fawn? She is the south wind. She is blowing on your lodge. It is time to leave." The old man opened his mouth to speak, but no words came out. He grew smaller and smaller, and the sweat poured down from his brow as he melted away. Then he was gone. The walls of his lodge of ice and snow fell in. Where his cold fire had burned, white flowers now bloomed. Once again, the young man, Spring, had defeated the old man, Winter.
It's always winter when he goes.
It's time for the Stampeaz Stumper!
Where's the place that you go for your carving needs? Where's the place that will ship it with lightning speed? And the price is so good you'll be on your knees on the web. Order from Stampeaz for your stamps, for your fleas, for your LTCs. What's the site that makes ordering such a breeze? And the image on the invoice is sure to please on the web. Order from Stampeaz if you're stuck in a rut with a nib or a cut and you're feeling like you don't know what you can do to pursue a breakthrough. Get a clue and just order you some peasy cut, and you can prove to the world that you are the best if you can solve the Stampeaz Stumper contest. To find better stock, you would be hard put. You can get new knives, you can get logbooks, you can get ink pads that are black as soot at Stampeaz, because you get Webfoot. Where's the place that you go for your carving needs? Where's the place that will ship it with lightning speed? And the price is so good you'll be on your knees on the web. Order from Stampeaz.
Welcome to the Stampeaz Stumper. If you can solve our riddle, puzzle, or trivia, you might win a $10 gift certificate to Stampeaz.com. Remember to mention the Letterpod in your next order to Stampeaz.com, and you'll receive a special stamp on your invoice from Webfoot. If you remember our last episode, we had a challenge of a riddle about where Matsuwata-mi hid his priceless blue diamond. The answer to that riddle was in the toilet paper roll. We only had one listener who answered correctly, and the winner is Allie Main. Though I do want to give an honorable mention to Lucy Lockett for trying really hard at this one. Okay, so on to our new Stampeaz Stumper. This time for our Stampeaz Stumper, I have an easy math problem for you, all based on our springtime friend, the groundhog, or woodchuck. So, listen closely to the clue, because this is in 3 parts. When you add the numbers that you get as answers to those 3 parts together, you will get the passkey for the virtual letterbox called Stampeaz Stumper number 4 on Atlas Quest. Okay, so for part 1, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? And I want your answer in pounds. Okay, now add that to part number 2. Part number 2 is Groundhog Day falls halfway between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. On the pagan calendar, it is known as Imbolc. How many days is it from the Groundhog's Day to the vernal equinox in 2009, including both of those days? Okay, so add part 1 and part 2 together, and then add part 3. Part 3 is, according to Cornell, what is the lowest temperature a groundhog's body will drop to during hibernation? All right, so all you got to do is add those 3 numbers together. That's your passkey to the virtual letterbox called Stampeaz Stumper number 4, and that's on Atlas Quest. Winners will be selected at random from all of the correct answers. Okay, so get out those calendars and good luck. That's all we have time for today. My special thanks to all our contributors and listeners. Please give us some feedback on what you think. Please visit our feedback page at letterpod.podbean.com. Remember, we're always looking for new ideas and new contributors. The music in this episode was titled Gypsy Rose and Winter When He Goes by Tracy Grammer. Thank you all for listening.